As you can see, I'm still working on my fence. It's all up, but now I'm putting additional screws into the boards. And next, I'm going to be working on my gates. So I got my tank top on and my headband. Essential clothing for working on the fence. What I want to talk about is people who aggravate you. Now, I've got this neighbor next door who has, not all the time, but every once in a while, aggravates me. Now, this is a neighbor who asked me, and he's done this before. He has tree cuttings, and he has no swale left because he has this big oak tree on it, so he has no swale left. So he comes over and he says, do you mind if I put my tree cuttings on your swale? I said, okay, go ahead. So he puts his cuttings on there, and then the county comes by and picks the cuttings up. And what have I got left? I got about a 8x8 bare patch of dirt left over. Now, do you think he says, well, I'll sod that in for you? No. Okay. And then he leaves something. It's a plastic basketball stand that he put there. So the county doesn't pick that up. It's left there. He leaves it there on my property. Okay. Now, the other day I had leftover 4x4s, pressure treated lumber from my broken fence. So I cut off the broken end to make it nice and trim and square. And they're about 5 foot long. And I put it over on the edge of his property, but on my side. And I'm using it for edging, so that I can trim the grass up against it. So I got about 3 of those next to his property. Not on his property, on my property. He comes out and says, what the hell are you doing? So I'm putting down edging for my property, because I don't like it. And my wife won't like it. Oh. He says, you know what? He tells me, you shouldn't put that there. Someone could pick that up and throw it through your damn window. Oh, throw it through my window. Oh, okay. So I took that as a warning that he didn't like it. It's on my property, but he wants to control what's on my property. Well, I got no use for that. I'll do what the hell I want on my property. If I want that down there as edging, I'll put it down there. But he wants what he wants over there. Ain't gonna happen. So at night now, I put my my spotlight along the fence, and I have a camera that's trained on it. So anyone at night who walks in there, they're going to be captured on camera. And he knows it because I've never put that spotlight before on his property. Well, it's actually not on his property, it's on my property, illuminating along the edge of my property, which adjoins his. And same thing with the camera. I don't have any interest in spying on him, but the camera is trained on the edge of my property. He knows it because I've never put that light on before. And my camera is on the inside of my window looking out. So he can see that camera. I don't care. But anyways, this guy's a bad neighbor. And he's done things like this before, which I don't like. You know what? At my age, I don't have to put up with garbage. I'm getting rid of this guy out of my life. And how am I getting rid of him? I don't want to bother with him anymore. I mean, for over a silly thing like edging, he tells me he doesn't like it. After piling all of his crap on my swale and leaving a huge bald spot, he tells me he doesn't like it. Goodbye, sucker. I don't have any use for you. But this is the kind of people that I run into constantly. People that give you a hard time. I don't need a hard time from anybody. I don't ask anybody for any help. And this neighbor, I never ask him for anything, but he's always asking me, can I put this over here? Can I put that over here temporarily? Always needy. Well, I'm not going to help him anymore. But it's these kind of people, and I always get problems with them. I've had them for decades, problems with them. And basically what the problem is they have low self-esteem. And I am nice, I am courteous to these people. But people with low self-esteem, like I get on the internet sometimes, people with low self-esteem take courtesy and niceness as a form of weakness. And when they smell weakness, they say, aha, I can finally dominate somebody. And that's what people with low self-esteem want to do. They want to dominate. They want to get their revenge back on society. Well, they make a mistake. My niceness and my courtesy is not a form of weakness. So they push the envelope until I close the door on them. But that's what I'm going to do with this neighbor. I don't need him. I don't need to talk to him. He has nothing to say that I have any interest in. He can't do anything for me. He's lived there for probably 8 years, and not once have I ever needed him for anything, nor have I asked him for anything. But he made a big mistake. He takes my niceness and my courtesy, my neighborliness, as a form of weakness that he thinks he can dominate. And he has low self-esteem too. I know he has low self-esteem. He's at the prime working age. He doesn't work. It's not that he can't find a job. He's not looking for a job. He lets his wife pay the bills. So I know he has low self-esteem because he has nothing going for him. So this is the mistake people make. And like I said, I get them on the internet too. The people who rant and rave and curse at your site. And if you don't kick them off the site and block them permanently, they'll just keep going on and on. So I have no problem getting rid of this neighbor. And hopefully he will not try to retaliate by like throwing crap onto my property. I had a neighbor like that in the same place. I called the police on him. I don't get out there and confront them. I didn't even say a word. I just called the damn police and show them what's going on. And you know what? Eventually they stop because it's embarrassing to have a police car keep pulling up to your property, not my property, their property. So this is a story of just people of low self-esteem who love to aggravate me, but what a big mistake it is.